Hello and welcome back to Chaotic and Witchy. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I really appreciate to see you guys subscribing, leaving comments. They really cheer me up. I love seeing what you have to say. Some of you guys have been incredibly kind and I'm really grateful to have you here. So I have a fun reading for you today. We're going to be looking at what some urgent love messages that you need to hear right now are, and whatever guidance the cards have for you today. So meditate on a pile, make your selection, and I will see you in just a little bit. Welcome to your reading pile 1. I'm so grateful to have you here with me today. Thank you so much for joining me. I have a very fun reading for you today, and I'm just going to dive right into it. So one of the things that I'm seeing for you, pile 1, is I feel like you've had a really long string of bad luck. I think that you have been in a series of romantic relationships or dating attempts that really resulted in dragging you down, making you feel less worthy, really diminishing your confidence, and really not uplifting you the way that an ideal partnership should. And what I'm seeing is that because of this, if you haven't yet already, you will soon. You're going to go through a very powerful inner transformation. You're going to find a way to reshape your thinking, to develop greater self-love, greater confidence, and focus your attention back on what makes you valuable, what makes you important, what makes you unique. And you're going to focus on your authentic self. I have the Four of Swords here, I have Judgment, and I have Hermit. So I do see you retreating within yourself and really seeking internal guidance to help you resolve all of these conflicts or all of these wounds that have been imparted upon you. And I'm seeing that this is going to be an incredibly liberating thing for you, pile 1, because I have this like a bird card. And what this tells me is you're going to learn how to fly on your own. You're going to learn how to soar above everything that you have experienced, everything that has been bringing you down, all of the negativity, all of the negative interactions you may have had with the people in your past, and you're going to learn how to value yourself. And that is the process you're undergoing right now with this beautiful Judgment card, where you can see that her inner self is leaping out of her and it is dancing, and it's this very beautiful transformative card. And what I'm also seeing for you, pile 1, and I will get to your romantic future because there is somebody coming your way. But before I can get to that, I want to indicate that it looks like you walked away from someone very recently with this Eight of Cups here. And I feel like this person isn't fully gone. I feel like there is somebody in your life that is hovering over you and observing you from a distance. And it's likely that you know exactly who this person is, because with this Four of Swords card, what I'm seeing is that this woman is trying to be in rest and recuperation, and there's this menacing man hovering over her. And it's actually a very interesting interpretation of the Four of Swords card, because it's usually depicted as somebody who is alone and is just laying there with one sword underneath them, indicating their razor focus on this rejuvenation, this rest, and trying to rebuild yourself. But here she's holding it almost as a defensive weapon. So I feel like some of you have either an ex in your life that has a very tremendous negative influence, or if you're not aware of it, there's somebody, either an ex or a formal romantic conquest, who is still hovering over you. And how they're doing this is by looking at your social media. They want to keep an eye on you. They're keeping tabs on you, and they're kind of hovering in the background. So if this person has access to your social media, whether or not that's not really necessary, but they're definitely observing you. They're trying to see how you're doing. They're looking at who you're dating, who you're with, what you're doing, how you're progressing, and they're definitely watching you from a distance. They're definitely keeping an eye on you from afar. And that is what I'm seeing. And I feel like this is a bit of a menacing individual. This is somebody who likely regrets having let you go, likely regrets how they treated you, or they're just simply trying to exert control over you. So I do think that some of you, while you're on this journey of self-development and self-improvement, there is somebody also in the background that's keeping tabs on you, and you likely know who that person is. And if you don't, there's somebody that is having, has their eye on you in a very menacing way, almost trying to seek you out when you're vulnerable, trying to seek you out when you're doing well, but they're definitely there. The other thing that I am seeing is perhaps you're also looking back at this person with this time machine card, and you may have regrets. You may want to go back to how things were. Perhaps there were good times and good moments in this connection, in this relationship. But ultimately what this card is a bit of a warning. So you have to be careful not to allow history to repeat itself. So if there was somebody in your life that wasn't serving you, that was unkind to you, that brought you down instead of lifted you up, this card is a bit of a warning to not get too fixated on the past just because parts of it may have been good, because ultimately history will repeat itself. We cannot control who people are, whether good or bad. We cannot control and change how people behave and act, even though we might give them many, many chances. And I do think that you're likely somebody who's very forgiving and lets people back into their life often, but this might be a moment where you have to build up some boundaries. Because the other thing I'm seeing for you, pile one, is you are well on your way onto a journey to meet somebody who is represented by this Two of Cups. And the Two of Cups is a beautiful card. It represents soulmate energy. It represents twin flame energy. There's actually quite a lot of mirroring going on. So this could very well be a twin flame. But the central thing that this Justice and this Two of Cups card is telling me is that this person is going to be very balanced, very consistent with who you are. They're going to appreciate who you are for who you indeed are, your authentic self. They're not going to ask you to change. They're not going to manipulate you. They're not going to manipulate the way that you see yourself. They're going to embrace you for who you are. With this Justice card, I'm getting the sense that if you have had a lot of bad romantic karma, if you had difficulties in the past finding somebody who loves you or treats you properly, that this Justice card symbolizes to me that that cycle is about to end and you're about to meet that person. If they are not in your life already, they're going to enter it soon. You're moving towards them with everything that you're doing. So with all of the effort that you put into yourself, with all of the time that you spend working on yourself, you're moving closer and closer towards this one person. And this could be your forever person, a soulmate, a twin flame, but they're definitely going to be impactful, and they're going to grow and change with you, and they're going to embrace who you are, and you're going to be able to be yourself authentically around them if you haven't been able to do so in the past. And the other reason I am seeing this is this Divine Matrix card. So this is all about things being in a divine plan, in a divine order. You have a lot of synchronicities in the cards. You have 444 here. You have 22 here. You have 11 here with this Justice card. I think there's quite a lot of synchronicities you're likely seeing. You're likely seeing 442211, and those are just little reminders that you're well on your way, you're on your destined path, and you're going to be meeting somebody who's going to really impact your life in a positive way very, very soon. So that's what I'm seeing for you, pile one. Thank you so much for joining me. Like and subscribe if you like this reading. Leave a comment down below if you wish, and I hope to see you again on this channel shortly. Hello and welcome, pile two, to your reading. I'm incredibly grateful to have you here with me today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'm going to dive right into your reading. Well, one of the things that I'm seeing for you, pile two, unfortunately, is I feel like in the past, in relationships, in romantic conquest, what you have been receiving is a lot of deception, sneakiness, hiding. People have hidden their personalities from you. People have hidden their true intentions from you. People have been deceitful, dishonest, because I'm also seeing this tall tale card. I feel like people are often, you know, I feel like you're somebody who's so alluring that people want you around even though they don't deserve to keep you, is what I'm getting. I feel like you're the kind of person that nobody's really ready to let go of. Nobody's really ready to walk away from. So they don't do the mature thing of being open and honest when things are going on. They want to keep you selfishly for themselves. And they're sneaky for that reason because they have things to hide that aren't pleasant, that aren't really good about them. And I really think that for that reason, you have experienced a lot of distrust and you've experienced a lot of suspicion. And so with this Page of Swords card, this is a card that can represent curiosity, but it's also a card that can represent suspicion and negative contacts. And I really do think that in this particular circumstance, you have become very suspicious. You're very careful and cautious around people because of the way you've been treated in the past, because of this sneakiness and this manipulative energy that you have experienced before, and likely you are wounded by it to some extent. You have been hurt by it and you are recovering from it. But at the same time, I think because you're so alluring and there's something about you that people just simply cannot let go of, what happens is they selfishly try to contain you and control you instead of letting you go when the moment is right. So that is what I'm seeing, that's where you're coming from. And I feel like that's the energy you're moving away from. And also with this Eight of Wands energy appearing twice, once in this row and once in this row, I think you've really moved into things quite quickly. You've likely I feel like you're somebody that is very well represented by the Fool card, not in a negative way, but just in a way where you really believe in love and you really want to have that magical connection with somebody, that completely perfect union with somebody. And for that reason, you move to things very quickly, and you're very much trying to find a person who will satisfy those needs. And for that reason, I think that because of this sort of quick moving energy, that really gives people an opportunity to hide things from you more successfully, to capitalize on that and to take advantage of that. So I feel like that is the kind of experience you have had so far romantically. But now if you look at this row, first of all, I see the Hermit, and that's a beautiful card, especially in this deck where she's floating and there's light emanating from her. It almost looks like she's a lighthouse trying to bring something towards her. And that's really how I feel about you, pile 2. I feel like you're somebody who's currently doing a lot of inward thinking, inward exploration. I feel like you're really trying to get control of your thoughts, your emotions, and really balance yourself out. You're doing a lot of self-work. And for that reason, there's this light that emanates from you that is going to attract somebody very soon. And I'll get to that in a bit. And it's actually really interesting that I'm saying you're kind of like a lighthouse, and I didn't even realize this because you have the uncharted sea. So again, I have the strong sense that there's something radiating about you that is definitely going to attract somebody towards you very soon. And I feel like this person, like, number one, I think this person's coming very quickly because I have the Eight of Wands here. I have the Eight of Wands appearing twice. So I feel like that's going to be very, very soon. And I feel like this energy that's emanating from you, all of this self-work that you have done, all of this effort that you have put into improving yourself, to balancing yourself out, to finding peace within yourself, that is going to draw somebody in towards you very fast. And you're going to definitely see that soon. And with this Uncharted Sea card, I get the sense that this person who is going to come into your life is not going to be someone you expect. So if you have a set standard, or if you have a set conceptualization of somebody who's your ideal partner, I feel like for you, this person is going to embody all of the characteristics that you're seeking. But, you know, if you practice the law of attraction, usually they say, really focus on the characteristics of the person. Don't really focus on outward appearances, because that will usually go awry, because you might get somebody who looks how you want, but ultimately their characteristics might be faulty and they will not actually embody the real core of what you're seeking. And I feel like with this person, they're going to be precisely that. So they're not going to be exactly what you expect, not in a negative way. You're going to be very much attracted to them, so don't worry. But I feel like they're likely going to come from a background that is new to you, or they're going to have interests that are very new to you, and they're not going to be how you expect. And this is the uncharted sea element. And I feel like with this lighthouse here and this card, you're really pulling them towards you quickly. You're really drawing them in, and they're going to be very attracted and drawn in by that energy, this beautiful energy. And with the Four of Wands, the Four of Wands represents a lot of celebration, a lot of joy, laughter, happiness, community. And I feel like that is what's coming towards you as well, and in connection to this person. So there may be an engagement, a wedding, not to say that it's going to happen very quickly, but that's what the card can sometimes represent. So maybe you will meet them at one of these events, but if not, overall it just represents that you're going to have a lot of fun with this person, especially with this card and the image on this card where it just looks like two friends having a blast. And they're just having the time of their lives. And I feel like that's really what this person's going to bring into your life. You're going to be able to let go of all of these preconceptions, your suspicions, your stressors, the things that make you anxious and worried. And you're going to be able to let loose with this person and have fun. in the absolute meaning of the word, I can't speak today. In the absolute meaning of the word, you're going to have fun and be able to feel free and happy. And the other thing that I'm seeing for you, pile 2, is that this person is going to really encourage or support or most likely help you with your creative endeavors. This is the Weaving Flowers card. This is all about creating and creativity and creation. And what I'm seeing for you is that you're going to have an opportunity with this person to grow and develop your creative side as well. So if that's something that hasn't been happening for you, if there has been somebody who doesn't encourage your creativity or doesn't think it's important or valuable, this person is going to change that for you. They're going to encourage that side of you. They're going to help you mobilize your creativity into something practical, but also just celebrate your creativity. They're going to love that about you. I think they're very much going to be drawn into that kind of energy, your light, your creativity, all the things that you have to offer. So that is what I'm seeing for you, pile 2. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope you have a lovely day. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you wish. And I hope to see you again soon. Hello and welcome to your reading, pile 3. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I am incredibly grateful to have you here as always. So let's get right into the reading. So I see right away that for some of you, I think that you may have gone through a breakup or an upheaval recently, or you might be traveling towards a breakup or an upheaval with this 5 of Cups and this Tower energy. So for some of you, that might be what is applicable. Or alternatively, you have just been through a series of bad, tumultuous relationships, dating attempts, whatever the case may be. But for others of you, the way that I'm seeing this pile is some of you might be with this person already, because I have the Magician and the King of Wands. And the King of Wands very much represents someone that usually represents a person in your life. And the King of Wands is beautiful energy. So for those of you who are with this person, you are likely with somebody who's very loyal, steadfast, trustworthy. The King of Wands is a very powerful, very regal energy, that very homely energy. So if you're looking for somebody who is going to be your home, your rock, that is the kind of person that you are traveling towards, or that person that you are currently with. So if you are currently with a person with this 5 of Cups in the Tower, I think you guys have been through a lot together. You may have split up on occasion. You may have had fights that have led you to split up or separate for periods of time. Or if not, you have just been through a lot of heavy emotional change and turmoil together for a considerable period of time, and you have grown together. But if that's not the case, what I'm seeing for you, pile 3, is you're moving towards this King of Wands person, this loyal, steadfast, steady energy, especially with this My Home is My Castle card. It suggests to me that the person that you're moving towards is going to be part of your home, part of your very intimate living space, and you're going to share a life together. And they're going to be your rock in a lot of ways, and you're going to be their rock. This is going to be reciprocal, this is mutual, and it's very beautiful energy. With this Magician card, what I'm seeing is that this person is also somebody who you can share your spiritual practices with, who you connect with spiritually. You can be open and honest, and they will be receptive to your spirituality, to the way that you see the world, and reciprocate that in a lot of ways. They will encourage that, and they will see that as a valuable part, an element of who you are. The other thing that I'm seeing here is that there's a lot of earth energy. You have the Ace of Pentacles appearing twice, and this is a very beautiful sign, because it tells me that whoever you're currently with or you're about to meet, resembled by this King of Wands energy, they're going to be somebody who's going to encourage your creative endeavors. You're likely going to start a business together. You're going to start a venture together if you have not yet already, or it's going to very much strengthen that. You're going to work at it mutually, you're going to work at it together, and this is a very powerful energy. I'm also seeing 1-1 with this Earth Magic card being 1 and the Magician being 1, which suggests to me that this person is likely your twin flame, which would make sense why you would share an enterprise or a creative endeavor together, because twin flames tend to really assist one another on their respective journeys, especially with that Magician card. If they are going to be supportive of that part of you, if you're able to really show that part of you to this person, it's very likely that this person is your twin flame, which makes sense with this Tower and 5 of Cups, because twin flame relationships are usually I don't want to say volatile, but they have an element of difficulty. They are challenging. They are arduous. They're very hard to work on. Not in a way where if, you know, somebody's treating you poorly, that's not what I'm talking about. Your twin flame isn't going to treat you badly. If they do, they are not your twin flame. What I'm saying is life with the two of you in it can tend to be very challenging, full of difficulties, full of obstacles that you have to overcome. And sometimes you will separate and come back together, separate and come back together. And that will happen throughout your journey. But ultimately, I do see that this person is going to open up endless possibilities for you, as I see with this beautiful card here. So I think that you two are going to definitely share a lot of creative endeavors, perhaps a business venture, perhaps if you are, you know, into music, into art, you're going to work on those things together, and you're going to reinforce and uphold each other on this journey. So if this is somebody you're about to meet, this person's going to be very, very powerful and important in facilitating your dreams, your goals, your ambitions, your career, your hobbies, all of those things, and mostly really focus in on you mutually improving one another and guiding each other on this journey. It's going to be quite a bit of give and take. So that is what I'm seeing. And with this Earth Magic card, with this Pentacle energy, I really do see a lot of growth and prosperity, something that is represented by that Earth energy, which is usually financial. It's usually about businesses. I think that you two are going to make a lot of money together, or you are really going to uplift each other and make your ventures successful. And I do see that there is going to be a bit of difficulty. There's definitely going to be strife, especially if you're working together. You're likely going to have a lot of fights. You're likely going to have a lot of disagreements. If you're trying to work on creative endeavor together, sometimes you may not see eye to eye, but ultimately the result of this relationship, this connection, is going to be very fruitful. It is going to be one, like, you have the Ace of Pentacles twice. These cards came out for you twice. That is not a coincidence, and I love when that happens because it just reinforces that message. It tells you that this is really what's at the heart of this connection. What's at the heart of this future that you're going to have together is this prosperity, this creative effort, this journey that you both are going to embark on. And I think, again, this is a mirroring energy here, which again makes me think of the fact that this person is likely your twin flame, which is why, again, you're going to go through a lot together. You're going to have a lot of challenges together. But overall, what I'm seeing for you, Pile 3, is this is going to be a lovely connection. It is going to bring you up. It's going to really reinforce your dreams, your ambitions, your goals, and you're going to work on this mutually. And if you haven't yet met this person and they're coming, they're going to be a very important figure in your life, as represented by the King of Wands. It's likely that you two will be living together with that my home is my castle card, sharing a space together, sharing a creative space together. So if you're musicians, a studio most likely, or if not, you're going to be sharing a workspace together, a business space. But this is going to be a very reciprocal, mutual, hard-working, dedicated energy with that King of Wands and that Ace of Pentacles. That is what I'm seeing for you, Pile 3. I'm incredibly excited for you. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you like this reading, and I hope to see you again soon. Hello and welcome to your reading, Pile 4. I'm so incredibly grateful to have you here today. My cat is in the corner over there, so you might see him peek his head out and make an appearance in this reading. So I do apologize if that happens, but he's pretty cute, so you shouldn't mind. But let's get right into this reading. So one of the things that I am seeing for you, like Pile 1 in this pick a card, is that you have been through a lot of emotional turmoil, devastation, heartbreak, sadness, betrayal. You have the Four of Swords, the Six of Swords, the Ten of Swords, and that tells me that you've had to walk away from relationships or people or romantic dating attempts that really didn't go as well as you had hoped. And like Pile 1, what I'm seeing for you is that what's likely happening here is you're meeting people who do not let you be your authentic self, who do not really embrace you for who you are. They're likely judgmental, critical, controlling, manipulative, and there really has been a lot of devastation caused by this. And one of the things that I really want to convey to you, Pile 4, like I told pile 1 with this Ace of Cups and this King of Cups energy, is I feel like there's a lot of beautiful things for you on the horizon. There's so much beauty out there for you, and it's likely that you're moving towards a soulmate connection with this top row here. And what I'm seeing with the top row is this beautiful King of Cups card. And the King of Cups is an emotionally stable, dependable, very kind person, very empathetic person. So if you have been through this here, this pain, devastation, heartbreak, sadness, letdown, and you've had to walk away from people who did not treat you well, who were unkind to you, who showed you no mercy, who were cruel. It doesn't have to be that dramatic, but for some of you, I do think it applies. For some of you, it could have just been a relationship that you thought was going to go one way. It ended up going another way. You ended up feeling unhappy in it. Perhaps it started off very beautiful, passionate, inspiring, but ultimately what happened is you started to feel like you were losing yourself. You were losing your authentic self and your true nature within this relationship, within this connection. And what I'm seeing here for you, pile 4, that your soulmate is represented by the King of Cups energy. So your soulmate is going to be somebody who is, like I said, dependable, compassionate, empathetic, solid, emotionally sound. And I think that that is what you need right now, pile 4, because with this beautiful World card here and the Shining Through card, I'm seeing that the person who is going to be your soulmate, the person who is inevitably going to find their way to you and you to them, is going to see you like this beautiful World card. And what the Shining Through card represents is this ability to be your authentic self in front of somebody and not need to change, suppress who you are, and really need to fit in or put on a mask in order to appease somebody else or act in a certain way that is suitable for them, or they think that that's what they want from you, to put on this facade. With the Shining Through card, you're going to be able to finally show the world who you really are, show this person who you really are, without judgment, without loathing, without cruelty or unkindness. And I feel like your soulmate is going to see you as this World card. You are going to be their world. You're going to be their everything, and not in an obsessive way, but just in the way that when they look at you, they say, I can't believe how lucky I am. This person, when you meet them, if you haven't already, if you're not with this person, they're going to let you be your authentic self. They're going to show you that they embrace all of you, your flaws, your challenges, your pains, and your fear. And I do think that with this beautiful World card, that is how they're going to see you. They're going to see you like this ethereal goddess-like woman that is represented on this card. If you are male, same thing, but just reverse the genders. They're going to see you as a god, as somebody who's very much everything, their world, everything that they could have ever wished for. The World card is also about fulfillment, wishful fulfillment. So it's likely that they are manifesting you and you are manifesting them in tandem if you haven't met them already. And you will know when you have met them because you are able to be yourself around them unapologetically. The good and the bad, your fears, your doubts, your pain, because with all of the Swords energy, pile 4, you have been through it. You have been through a lot of struggle and pain and suffering. And with these 4 of Swords, especially with the 6 of Swords, sometimes it's depicted with a person steering the boat through the waters, and here it's these crows. And I think that realistically, you have gone through things alone. You have felt like you couldn't depend on somebody. And when you dealt with these things, you really went through them alone. Even if you were with somebody at the time, you felt like your pain was yours to carry. You felt like nobody else was going to be there for you. And for that reason, you felt a lot of fear. Now, there's this really lovely card here. It's called the Morning Dew Girl. And I want to actually read you from the guidebook because I don't think I can explain it as well as the guidebook can. But I feel like this really summarizes who you are in this connection, in this relationship, and some of the baggage that you've been carrying, but also the fact that you are going to move away from it. So I'm going to go ahead and read you what the little guidebook says here. It stands for Facing Your Fears, Awareness, and Consciousness. The woman in this card collects fat raindrops into a basket of leaves. She is called Morning Dew Girl, and she symbolizes the receiving and absorption of all worries and fears. She invites us to start sharing our own feelings and worries. We can collect them and deal with them instead of hiding them deep inside. She stands resolute and strong, ready to face her fears. While fear can be as powerful as a river, once confronted, it may turn out to be as small as a drop of dew. And really, that is what I'm seeing for you. That with this King of Cups energy, number one, they're going to allow you to embrace your fears and face them head on. They're going to minimize your fears for you instead of elevating them, escalating them, making them more prevalent in your life. And with this Ace of Cups energy, like I said, this is a classic soulmate card. This is the card about meeting someone, beginning a relationship with someone. The Ace is always about beginnings. Beginning a relationship with somebody, or having a new start in a relationship with somebody. If you are with this King of Cups person, it's about having a brand new beginning. So again, another way to read these cards is if you have been with a person and things have been challenging, difficult, that the beginning that you're about to embark on is a change in that pattern. You're going to move away from the Swords energy towards this morning dew girl energy, shining through, opening to discovery. But I also feel like pile 4 for a lot of you with this opening to discovery card, this is a brand new beginning with somebody new. And or alternatively, this is a brand new beginning to you both exploring all of those sides to yourselves, those fears, those setbacks, those things that really tether us and hold us back from being fully ourselves. So that is what I'm seeing for you, pile 4. This is a lot of beautiful energy here, and I do think that you are represented by the morning dew girl. And I think that the person in your life that is this Ace of Cups energy is going to very much embrace your fears, your pain, and cherish it and make sure that you're protected from it and minimize the fears that you're experiencing, the pain that you're experiencing. And that's how you will recognize them. And if you're with a person who doesn't do that, then they're simply not your King of Cups. They're not your Ace of Cups. This person is going to make it very apparent that you are safe around them. You are safe here when you are in their presence, and they will be safe around you as well. Thank you so much for joining me, pile 4. I hope you didn't mind my cat making an appearance. Have a lovely day, and I hope to see you again soon.